Hello, everyone. This is EB, the original master here, and today it is September 14th, 2018. And today I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on the Nintendo Direct from September 13th, 2018, which was yesterday. So, a lot of new games were announced for this Direct, and I'm only going to focus on a few games that I feel like worth discussing and to give you guys my overall thoughts about it, along with some information about the game. So, the direct kicked off with a third installment of the Luigi's Mansion series. Yes, so Nintendo had teased us a new Luigi's Mansion game that is coming to the Switch in 2019. So that was actually a good way to kick off the direct. I didn't know that it was Luigi's Mansion for the Switch at first. It's because that before I watched the direct, the live stream, I was actually at another live stream that I was basically waiting for the direct to happen. So as soon as the direct started, by the time the person who was live streaming was about to watch it, I went back to Nintendo's YouTube channel to check the live stream myself, and then it already showed the Luigi's Mansion 3 trailer for the it's actually a teaser trailer of Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Nintendo Switch. And so yeah, it was actually pretty cool looking. Um so let me tell you guys what I've seen from the Luigi's Mansion 3 trailer, or the teaser trailer that was shown off in the direct. So there were a lot of Easter eggs that was referenced in this standalone trailer. There was these pizza boxes that had since 1983, and we all know that in 1983 that was the release of the Mario Brothers arcade game, which starred Luigi. That was his first appearance. So yeah, that was actually pretty interesting to see that they would reference something like that. They reference Luigi's debut, so that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, so another thing that was shown off was there was like a Mario suitcase there. So I have a prediction of what this game might be. So, judging from the artwork that was shown off in the game, I think Mario and Luigi were attended to a haunted hotel. So bear with me here. So I believe that the game is taking place in a haunted hotel, and Mario must have gotten kidnapped while he was in the hotel. So Mario said, "Hey Luigi, I've rented us a hotel for us to stay in for the weekend." So yes, I'm coming up with the story. So Mario must have booked this hotel, and then they've realized that the hotel is haunted. So Luigi has to travel his way through the different floors of the hotel to save Mario. So that's what I'm guessing what Luigi's Mansion 3 is about. It's taking place in a haunted hotel. It's not a mansion like in the first two Luigi's Mansion games. It's inside of a giant haunted hotel because there is a suitcase with Mario's emblem on it. So I'm guessing that it's a hotel. And what else do you take in a hotel? You bring your suitcase with you, you know? So yeah, that's my prediction of the story for Luigi's Mansion 3, is that Mario and Luigi had booked the hotel. The hotel is haunted. The ghost had kidnapped Mario, and it's up to Luigi to save his brother from the hotel. King Boo might make a return in this game since he's been the main protagonist in the Luigi's Mansion games. Not protagonist, antagonist. I'm sorry, antagonist. Since he's the main antagonist of the Luigi's Mansion games, it will make perfect sense for him to be running this hotel. So yeah, that's just my prediction for Luigi's Mansion 3. So yeah, another thing that was shown off was they also showed off a port of Kirby's Epic Yarn for the Wii onto the 3DS, titled Kirby's Extra Yarn, or Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. Well, I mean, they could have at least called it Kirby's Extra Yarn instead of Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, but it is what it is. I'm not into Kirby, but the game or the port looks pretty okay, but I was never into the Kirby games just because that I've never played Kirby in my childhood. I'm only familiar with the Mario series, so that's why I don't talk about much of Kirby or Zelda that much, is because I've never had experience with those games. So yeah, it's pretty a shame. So yeah, that was shown off, and they also showed off more of the Luigi's Mansion 3DS port. The original Luigi's Mansion game being ported to the 3DS, where they had a two-player mode, where if both friends own a copy of Luigi's Mansion, is basically a multiplayer mode where a second Luigi or greener is a much darker greener Luigi who helps you out in the game. So it's basically co-op basically. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It looks pretty interesting, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, that's what was shown off for Luigi's Mansion being ported to the 3DS. And now I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch games. So the first game that I want to talk about is let's see, is Super Mario Party. So yeah, that's the game that I want to talk about. Not much was shown in Super Mario Party. All they showed off was two new modes, which was this dance mini game, which is called Time to Shine, where a character have to strike a dance pose and the other characters have to mimic them. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty cool looking mini game which involves dancing. So I guess you have to hold the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con and you have to like move your hand in different dance positions to copy the dance move from that character. And yeah, and besides, we've already had a showcase of that because in the Super Mario Party official artwork, we had a picture of Waluigi, Daisy, and Bowser Jr. doing like this dance move pose, which gave us some idea that there was actually a new mode for Super Mario Party that what that mode was going to be about. At first I thought this was going to be a mini game that you play in the regular boards, but it turned out to be a mode in Super Mario Party, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much all that was shown off in Super Mario Party, and there's also a single player campaign mode, which is similar to the minigame island for Mario Party's 1 and the minigame island for Mario Party The Top 100. And they also showcased the online Mario-a-thon, which I think you play a series of mini games to compete your way to the top. So it's kind of like those competitive extra mode mini games like in Mario Party 10 and 9 a little bit. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, not much was shown off for Super Mario Party. And now another thing that I want to discuss is the Nintendo Switch Online. So yeah, I really don't care about this is because that I don't play Nintendo Switch games online or any Nintendo games online because that requires freaking an internet code or an internet access and whatnot. And now you have to pay for internet now if you want to play online for Nintendo Switch. Because in the past, Nintendo allowed you to play games online for free, but now they're charging you money. So a year you can pay about $20 a year for Nintendo Switch Online. And yeah, I mean, they didn't showcase anything new. All they did was talk about the previous things like online. You can play online. There's like save cloud data if in case your Nintendo Switch breaks. You can switch the cloud data and you can save it so you'll have all your data saved. So that's what they were talking about. And it was introduced or visually. You know what? Let me rephrase that again. I'm sorry. The way how the Nintendo Switch Online was visually showed to us was a 3D computer animation of the Mario characters playing on the Switch, and I thought it was pretty cute. It was pretty cool and interesting. But I lost it when they gave Toad a smartphone. Why would they give Toad a smartphone? Like, boy, what are you thinking, Nintendo? I'm like, come on now. You got Toad holding a smartphone, just swiping his finger through the apps. And I was like, okay, you're going to give the Mario characters smartphones now. That's great, Nintendo. But, hey, it is what it is. So at least it's better than SpongeBob characters with smartphones. So yeah, that's all I have to say for the Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah. So, last but not least is the game that I was mostly disappointed with. Remember that NSMBU port rumor that everybody was talking about? Ugh, it's real. It's freaking real. Oh my gosh. Ugh. But yeah, I don't have to get it, but it's dumb. Why the frick do we need a port for this game? I mean, seriously, NSMBU, in my opinion, is probably my least favorite of the NSMB games. I mean, it had great levels and all, but it was just an HD version of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Nothing new. And it's just basically called New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. So in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, you got NSMBU and all the levels in New Super Luigi U, with additional new levels added. So basically, they added new levels to the NS for the new Super Luigi U game, which was basically DLC for NSMBU. And you get to play as Mario, Luigi, Yellow Toad, Nabbit, but instead of Blue Toad, you play as Toadette. And there's a power up specifically for Toadette, which is a crown, and if you touch it, you'll turn into Peachette. I'm not even joking. That's literally the name of Toadette's power up name. If you touch a crown, Peachette. So basically, what Peachette is basically Toadette cloned as Princess Peach. She has a crown and she can do like a double jump, and she can like float in the air for a short time. And that's about it. That's basically about it with this port of New Super Mario Bros. U. And I should have had my hopes, but I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed. They should have focused on a new 2D Mario game. You see, Nintendo's too busy focused on ports. They're not worried about creating new levels or new games for their software. Like, come on, Nintendo, stop making ports already. We don't need no more ports. If you keep filling up your Switch library with ports, there isn't going to be enough room for new games. Like, seriously, you could have had all the time to make a new 2D Mario game, but no, you decided to release this port that nobody asked for. I mean, yes, people asked for it, but still, why should we be upset that you don't have the original version of this game? Like, should we feel upset for you? Oh, I can't afford a Nintendo Switch. I can't afford a Nintendo Switch. I mean, okay, we get it. You can't afford it. Man. So, bottom line, it's dumb. It's really dumb. And one more thing I want to talk about, they introduced a new fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is Isabelle from Animal Crossing New Leaf. It's okay, but I never played Animal Crossing, but I mean, I do have respect for these games, but I never had interest in them or had experience with them. So it's just Mario games that has been keeping me the hype lately, is because that Mario is king. He's the king of Nintendo. Get it over with. And they also showcased at the end a new Animal Crossing game. At first, a lot of people thought that it was going to be. At first, they thought when they showed off Isabelle was going to be the new Animal Crossing game, but it turned out to be that she is going to be the new fighter for Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that's when they then teased off that there was going to be a new Animal Crossing game for Switch in 2019. They also showcased Yoshi's Crafted World, which is the name of the new Yoshi game coming out for Switch. I mean, it's creative because it's made out of arts and crafts, so yeah, Nintendo's being creative again. And it's made by the same company who made Yoshi's Woolly World and Kirby's Epic Yarn, Good Feel. So yeah, they're back at it again, making this nicely crafted Yoshi game. So yeah, those are all my thoughts on the Nintendo Direct September 13th, 2018. It was pretty okay. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks pretty dope. Super Mario Party looks pretty awesome. The NSMB port, I do not give a crap. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. They should have made a new 2D Mario game. Nintendo, if they don't make a new 2D Mario game by, I don't know, late 2019, we're going to have some issues. Again, that game is coming out on January 11th next year, same as the Mario Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story 3DS remake, along with Bowser Jr.'s. I think the name of the alternate game is called Bowser Jr.'s Story, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, it's a Bowser Jr. based game combined with Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, like they did with Mario Luigi Superstar Saga's remastering on the 3DS, and they added another game added to it as a bonus. So yeah, that's all I have to say. It was a pretty okay Direct. Yeah, so thanks for watching, you guys. I'm sorry if a lot of the words were jumbled up, but I tried my best to give you guys all the information you needed and all my thoughts for this Direct. So yeah, Peachette, so freaking dumb. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. You see, ports are just, in general, aren't great at all. They're not. And people just don't seem to realize it. They rather get a port instead of an original game. Seriously, why would you want a port? Just get a sequel to that game. That'll be a lot better. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day.